I tell you are the yardstick. You are our role models. These are the couple goals. The man and the woman who would decide to let everything down to make sure their partner is fine, to make sure their children are fine, to make sure their family is fine. And you see, it only works best when there's a very strong reciprocity. You reciprocate. The person does for you, ooh, you do back. Nothing beats that. I love when I hear couples say, you know what, my husband bought me a t-shirt, I'm going to buy my husband a pair of trousers. You know what, my wife got me a pair of trousers. You know what, I'll go buy a brand new phone. My husband bought me a brand new phone. I will do him back. You cannot do me in this marriage. I will buy you PS5. My wife bought me PS5s. Oh, to real long, I will show you shaggy. I will buy you a new car. My husband bought me a car. He will not have peace in this life until I buy him my own car. Well, that's what love is. That's what I do here. I love conversations. And that's why I come here every freaking morning. Speaking of morning, it's Tuesday. We talk about business and money. And the reason why I'm actually hammering on love is because last week, I saw one of the most beautiful signs of love I've seen in a very long time. You see, you probably know that the cost of LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, is astronomical. It crossed the 1,000 naira mark sometime in January of this year. In fact, as of last week, some places were retailing for 1,350, some places 1,004. Only one place I got to find gas for 1,200. Maybe it has come down. I do not know. Between last week and this week, I do not know. But the fact is, it's becoming more expensive. Last year, was it 2 years ago, we had this conversation about alternative source of cooking, and we're going back there this morning. But you see, last week I got to see a man who was gathering trash. He didn't look like he was poor. No, it wasn't. No, he looked neat and everything, but it wasn't carrying. It wasn't like he was scavenging. He was taking paper, the discarded cartons, but he was taking them and had a bag. It was neatly folded. He tied it. And then one man asked, one time I'm walking, I don't used to mind my business. I slowed down. I was like, why is this man, taking these cartons? When you have those guys who, the scavengers who are recycling all the trash and everything and the metals and all. No. And he was taking it from them. I think he paid them 500 naira for a huge bundle, right? And he told the guy, my wife has this small something that she uses to cook. Since gas is expensive, we now use this and put some debris. That's the best one I can use for it. And that's what we now use to cook. That he goes around buying the paper. Provision for his house. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning, inside Rivers, on the office beat, we're talking about cooking gas and alternatives. 2 questions for you, please. What does it cost right now to cook your meals? Like I just said, it's between 1.3 and 1.4 in some places in Port Harcourt. So to fill a 12.5 kg of gas, bottle of gas, is costing close to 18,000 naira now. So how much is it costing you to cook your food? That's the first question. The second question, apart from gas stoves or gas cookers, do you have any alternative medium to cook your food in your house? Let's say your gas finishes. What alternative do you have? Because it just occurred to me that a lot of people these days are either using only gas or, interestingly, only kerosene stoves. And I now hear that people are now cooking with charcoal increasingly so in Port Harcourt. If you have not noticed, let me share you now. If you go around Port Harcourt now, you see some stores where they are now storing coal. Before, it used to be primarily at Rumokoro Market, Choba Market, or maybe the major markets where people come and buy coal. But now, on streets in around Port Harcourt, you find stores that are now keeping coal for sale. And no, it's not because they like the black color. So, alternatives to cooking gas for you, that's LPG. Which ones do you have in your house? And 2, how much is it costing you right now to cook your food?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
All right, so 017-923-0003, 0817923-0007. All right, WhatsApp and Telegram available on 08090306416, 08090306416. All right, please do not call the last number I just reeled out. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. All right, let's have a great conversation this morning. Muriel is on the line. Muriel is speaking to us from Okrika. Muriel, good morning to you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Muriel.
Thank you. Jude, what alternative to cooking? Different alternatives. In
your house, which one do you have in your house apart from gas cylinders and cookers? Which one do you have in your house?
I use coal.
You use coal?
I have this barbecue at vacuum when especially it has happened for twice. Nights like this in the sometimes very early in the morning, we intend to prepare children are preparing for school because gas is just finished.
Wow.
Some persons are privileged to fill into they have two cylinders, they fill them off.
Yeah.
When it wants to finish, they just switch over. But for us, you just have to have what you have. So I quickly switch. I have barbecue stand that I
yes.
When they go in, just move. But what I did was I bought a bit of coal and I kept somewhere. So I just arranged it and kept at the back of my house. So if anything happens, I just quickly go there. And it's even cook faster.
So Miriam, let me ask you. Now, how much does it cost you to buy coal? We'll go on the break, but let me hear you. How much does it cost you to buy coal now?
Jude, the price of coal is not expensive.
How much?
It's really expensive. Before they used to measure this in black and waterproof nylon.
Yes.
It's up to 1,000 now.
For that nylon bag, that small nylon bag.
So it's not as no, the nylon is a bit bigger now.
Okay.
But close to 1,000.
Close to 1,000 there.
It's not very, very expensive.
And how long does it last you?
It lasts.
Okay.
If you speak it will last. You can use it when you use it. You can use it up to 3-4 times.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Muriel, thank you very much. All right. So she has the LPG, right? And then she has coal in the house, right? Like I said, I've been seeing a lot of people buying coal in Port Harcourt. We'll be back after this break. So, what did you use to make your meal last night or this morning? Now, for certain types of businesses, certain means of cooking are preferable, or is it preferable or just cheaper? Take, for example, I'm willing to bet that 98% of the akara sellers in Port Harcourt, or maybe anywhere else in Nigeria, use firewood to make the akara. I don't think I've ever seen anybody outside who sells akara commercially use the gas burner to fry your akara. I don't think I've ever seen one. It's always firewood. Always firewood. But you see, at times like these, when there's either a scarcity of petrol or gas, or in this case, inflation, we are creative individuals. We tend to be very resourceful. But the question is, how resourceful are you? Are the people? And how available are these quote-unquote resources? So LPG has been pushed by the government about 40 years ago. Oh, please use this, it's better. Nigerians embraced it largely. But now, for the first time, people are going to buy gas and they're not sure how much gas they're going to come back home with. Yeah, maybe it's for a time. At 1,300 naira per kilogram, you'll be hard pressed. So, 2 questions for you this morning. What alternatives do you have at your own home? And how much does it cost you to cook your food these days? Whether you're using the LPG, or you're using charcoal, you're using firewood, or like the man I saw, you are gathering debris, discarded paper, so that your wife can use in a burner to cook. How much does it cost you? Blessing is on the line. Blessing speaking to us from Iwofe. Blessing, good morning to you, please.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, Blessing. How are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
Very well. You sound a bit low. Are you hungry?
I'm actually eating.
What are you having for breakfast then?
My dad made me pap and akara.
Aw, aren't you lucky? They made you pap and akara. See, love. Anyway, talk to us.
Okay. Concerning what you're talking about, I went to visit my aunt and I saw a fascinating thing. So her husband uses sawdust.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know how he made it. I think he made the stove from this paint. I don't know. There's this paint bucket, like it's not plastic.
Okay.
Yeah, so he just created something. They use it to cook.
Do they buy it, or they just go to the scrapyard and pick up the dust?
He goes to a wood mill.
Yeah.
You just pay them like 100 or 200.
Oh.
And he'll fill the bag, like this rice bag. He'll fill it to the brim.
Interesting. So they have a system now that they use sawdust. How long have you been there? Do you know how long that bag would take them to cook?
It takes them, let me just say, a week. But most times, more than a week.
Okay. So basically, he's spending less than 1,000 naira to cook their meals every week.
Yes. Less than, highest, just 500.
And what about you? Is this something that you think you'll be open to trying?
Well, we are living in our compound, so we have access to wood. I use wood sometimes.
You use wood? Okay, that's you cook outside there because you can't use wood inside your house.
Yes, outside, yes.
Do you have a gas cylinder?
No. My dad is actually against it. He's totally against it.
Really? Why? So, it's cleaner. Why is he against it?
I don't know. Maybe he just have this fear.
Fear. Okay. So you guys use firewood.
Explosion,
Oh, okay. So you guys use firewood.
Yes, we use firewood and stove, or sometimes electric
You guys have the electric cooker as well.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So that's 3 alternatives in your house. But which one is the most frequently used medium to cook?
We use the stove actually.
So the kerosene stove.
Yes, because we don't light often here.
Okay. All right, blessing. Thank you very much. Please do enjoy your breakfast. All right, I would have joined you, but you're too far.
Don't worry, I can send you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, so they have 3 alternatives, and for her aunt, it's less than 500 naira a week to cook their meals. What about you? You'll be amazed what's going on in Port Harcourt, which is why we're talking about this lovely morning.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
Hello, Port Harcourt, with Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, so and we go to WhatsApp now, 0809-030-6416. We get to your calls shortly. Just give me a minute, please. 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp and Telegram is 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. All right, that's where you find us on those platforms. Now let's get straight to them. All right, and get to read your messages. Now this is from Lady V. It says, good morning. My alternative to cooking gas is hot plate, but unfortunately no steady power, even though the hot plate now is very expensive. Oh really? I bought mine. Where the hell is mine? Now that I'm thinking about it, I bought one, the double burner type. Where is it? Jesus. Okay, all right. Unfortunately, there's no steady power, even though the hot plate now is very expensive, but it serves as a very good alternative with power supply. But Lady V, I need to ask you, even if there's power supply, I don't know what your power situation is as regarding payment plans, but if you have a prepaid meter, how often are you able to cook with your hot plate? Those things take a lot. If I'm not mistaken, any engineer who's listening right now or electrician, all right, should please shed some light on this. Just send me a message. But I think that those hot stoves, those hot plates that you plug, electric cookers, I think they consume as much power, if not more, than your air conditioner. I think they're probably at par with your irons, your electric irons, right? I know my physics is a bit rusty, but yeah, please help me out, okay? Oh, Lady V just says we don't use prepaid meter, please. That's why you think it's easier now. You think it's better for you because you're not doing pay as you go with your with your hot plates. Imagine if you were. It's not easy. Mr. Jude, there are obviously other available means of cooking, but the problem is that no one of them is so cheap that above all, it can be preferred. See, for some that are a bit cheap, they have the peculiar downsides. However, we have hot plates, biogas, which is a stove kind that uses a jelly-like substance that burns with a blue flame. Yeah, I think last year somebody made mention about this biogas, right? I would love to see that again. There's the gas cooker, obviously, electric cooker, the boiling ring, or immersion heater. Really? People still use boiling rings? Wow. Take me back to secondary school. Kerosene stoves, charcoal pot or stove, the firewood and so on. Sadly, government has made all of them very expensive by not regulating or controlling prices of other commodities or ensuring their constant supply to bring their prices down. She's light for Momo Krishi. That's a very interesting point. Whatever alternatives that you use, they're not particularly cheap. Well, save those who use sawdust, right? I think that's probably a game changer right now. Good morning. One woman in my area at Irebie before Oyigbo is using gas to fry akara every day. Are you serious? No. We need to give her a big round of applause. Are you serious? She has to be the very first woman I've heard in Port Harcourt who uses gas. I'm not talking about those of you fry in your house. I'm talking about those who sell commercially. You know, when they come out on the street and they're selling a car, 90%, if not 98%, use firewood. I asked her why she's using gas to fry, because she said she can't use firewood. Ibim or white minima. All right, thank you very much, Ibim. If you can, next time, right? Next time you're passing by, Ibim, could you take a picture, all right, and send to us, please? All right, let's have that as an eyewitness report. That's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. All right, good morning, my brother. The last time I went to fill my gas, it was 1,450 naira. That was in December of last year. Till now, I'm still managing it. And also, the other way I cook is by using hot plates. But the problem is power, not giving us power. PhD not giving us power to use it. So we suffer both sides. Thank you, Sylvester, with that comment. Thank you very much, Sylvester. Okay, let's see now. This one says, this is from Christian. Good morning, Jude. I'm Chris. I just filled my gas yesterday. It is 1,300 naira per kilogram. My first alternative to gas is coal. It is cheaper and makes the food sweeter. Really? How? The only challenge is finding the coal plus the smoke, but it is preferable. My second alternative to gas is using electricity. Wow. Like I said, for the past 2-3 weeks, I've been noticing, more stores now keeping and storing coal for sale. Places where they sell gas, for example, they're now selling coal. Zion is in GRA. Zion, good morning to you. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Yeah, Jude, good morning.
Good morning.
Some people are using gas as a process akara.
Yeah,
I use gas. So.
I was surprised. Somebody just said, I've never seen that. Wow.
Everybody, they package now. Next level now. Twice and every other thing. These people that are using this hot plate, PhD should go and visit them all.
They should. Wow.
My brother, that thing is consuming more than 1,000 watts.
Oh, you're sure? Right? I wasn't very sure. Are you sure about this, sir?
I'm telling you, 1,000 to 2,500 watts. That's what they're consuming. You see, that thing very powerful. Even stronger than AC, powerful than AC in India.
Okay, so I had my suspicions. I didn't want to make any assumptions.
Yeah. Stronger than AC, one
horsepower.
At 1.5 calibrated. That hot plate you are mentioning is stronger than that. So these are consuming. The truth is presently now. All of us don't carry high share with the country BRB. We hear election. You go know what you go vote for. Not just go vote, but you will be among to mobilize people to protect your unit. I told them that this is the beginning. We'll never see anything yet, too. People don't go.
Let me ask you, Zion.
Attention for what's something?
Yes, I did tell you. I don't know if you listened to when I started. I did see a man who was, buying scrap paper, cardboard paper, right? And say how much 500. Say he buys it, gives his wife to use to cook. Now, let me ask you, Zion. Am I wrong for assuming that you use a gas cylinder at your home?
You are right. I use gas cylinder.
Is there any alternative other than the gas cylinder in your home?
No. Except we are, by the grace of God, we are in the food industry. So at that kitchen now, we have a charcoal alternative.
Okay.
Most especially if they want to do frying of fish, a kind of fish you fry it very dry. Because that's what the cost has. So we use charcoal. And this small white nylon, they normally package cup of gari inside. You know that?
Okay.
That smaller one is 2.5, which is 250 naira. Then the black nylon, not the smaller black cellophane, the bigger normal size, where a custard of gari can enter, the yellow big one. And that one is 1,200, 1,500.
Now,
depends on your customer. Yes, they buy, they sell it. If you go to my 3, they are there. You come to Tangana, they are also there. So the only thing is just get close to the customer. Your customer, get your customer, though now they will do it. But if you have not a customer acquired, they'll still show you better. Depends on your relationship with the seller. And I think other alternatives, you see this sawdust.
Yeah, somebody mentioned sawdust.
Okay, it's one major alternative. We are not saying this so that sawdust, so now you start selling sawdust to because now sell and the consign on that. It's a waste. So you better release it to people. Because if you want to store it, how long will you store it? Rain will come and wet everything will wash away. Most of these guys that cook beans and rice on our street, that is what they've been using for years. If they load it, they can use that thing to cook at least 2-3 days. I know beans, kind of beans, they are cooked up to 5 buckets, 6 buckets. Imagine how that density of cooking is. And for the paper, that's as in cartons.
Yes.
Well, I don't know how they use those ones. I don't know. But if people are using it, all this, we used to get these papers, this carton, they can just contact, they come and pack them for free. Because it's these guys that normally come to buy these refuse guys.
Yes, those the scavengers, yes.
They are making money from us. And this plastic rubber buyers, now they sell those things now.
Indeed.
Yes. So, God no go help us. We don't vote, so we suffer. But we vote in the right thing. Let's be sincere to ourselves.
Okay. God no go help us. Oh my goodness. All right. Good morning, Jude. Now, I also know a woman in a Gruta market that uses industrial gas to fry akara on market days. All right. Good. Let's. Okay. Now, Jude, using your prepaid meter to cook is still cheaper than LPG. Are you serious? If you're using your prepaid meter on those hot plates, it's cheaper. Well. We will. We'll have an experiment. Because we feel it. Yes. Michael Promise says someone uses gas 6 kilograms to fry akara at my residence. It's rampant in old Port Harcourt Township. Really, Michael? Wow. So I have just been seeing local people everywhere I go, right? Jude. Good morning, Jude. The best alternative to the cooking gas is the sawdust. I've been using it since my primary school days. Jude, it is absolutely free over here. Really? Well, I think it should be. But then again, I also understand, those the wood millers who would want to sell. But then again, it's waste. Remember, there have been a few fires across town, because of the presence of sawdust, right? Because it's very flammable. Very. All right, moving on. Good morning, Jude. I use stove and electricity. I don't use electric meter. That's innocent. Thank you very much. Bright from Omaku says, we don't use gas cylinder in our home. All right, we use the hot plate instead. MB, we don't use prepaid meter, but our alternative is the firewood. It makes food tasty and it's fast. Really? Okay, you guys keep telling yourself that it's fast. Good morning, Jude. Oh no. Sorry. Can't read this. Please. We always tell you that when you're trying to have a conversation, please, civility, please, civility. All right, thank you very much. 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003. We have just about 4 minutes. Yeah, we can have a few more calls here. 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003. We're talking about alternatives to cooking. Once again, two-part question. Apart from gas stoves, what alternative cooking medium do you use? And how much does it cost you right now to cook your food? How much? Right? So, what was her name? I think it was Blessing. Somebody uses about less than 500 naira, less than 1,000 naira a week to cook. That's going to be commendable in this day and age. Someone, let me that 1-3, right? Was that Chris that refilled 1-3? I don't even know how much. Let me read that message. Okay, 1-3 per kilogram. Please, Chris, how many kilograms were you able to buy? All right, 5 kilograms, 3 kilograms. You know, let's know. How was it the 12.5 kilograms? Let me do the math. Assuming, right, you buy at 1-3 and you fill a 12.5 kilogram bottle, right? Let's do 12.5. 16,250 naira. 16K. Wow. That's something. That is something absolutely outrageous. Well, the good thing about the LPG gas, if you cook alone, if you live alone, right, and you don't have like 3 children and maybe two neighbors, you probably be able to use that for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. I know last year I refilled my gas cylinder in February of last year, and I used it up until December of last year. Yes, that's me. Okay, all right, moving on. Now, Jude, the downside of sawdust is that it produces a thick smoke and charcoal that makes everywhere black. Well, I'm very sure people have an ingenious way to manage that. You know, there's always a downside to something, right? Good morning, Jude. Please, it is not a joke any longer. Charcoal is becoming expensive. It's like people have just realized that it is the cheaper way to cook these days. Firewood is not as cheap as people know. If you go around Port Harcourt, you see people who are now selling firewood in shops. Charcoal used to be our saving grace. Now it's almost 1,000, sometimes 1,200 naira for a nylon bag. The government should help us. Okay. Jude, I spent 2,100 naira to cook beans. Jesus. Wait, Ibim. When you say you used to I'm talking about how much you spend fueling your gas or whatever to cook your food. When you say you spend 2,000 and he sent me the picture of his meal, his beans and pap. I'm jealous, right? Is that you bought maybe 200 naira beans, 200 naira ogi, and then you cook it? No. Let's know exactly where this 2,100 naira. Oh, he bought kerosene. I see. So you use a kerosene stove. All right. Fair enough. Well, as we move through this phase, you will be wise to get an alternative. Now, if you're fortunate to, be amongst the few who we use one system, steadily, and you have a regular supply, all well and good. Most important thing is to make sure your house is safe so you don't burn down your apartment or your home. But there's nothing wrong with getting an alternative. I lived in a house where we had the ceiling gas, the cylinder, the LPG cylinder, and for certain meals, we'll cook outside with firewood in the courtyard. We'll use firewood to cook, right? And now, as I've shared my observation, you've gotten to listen to people who say, look, we now use coal, right? They've been using coal for years and years and years and years. And so that's the alternative. Some people, I was surprised somebody said they don't even use ceiling LPG in their house. But there you have it. Whatever alternatives that you use, we know price changes would affect them. But please, storage is important. Watch where you store these materials because they are flammable. Nobody wants to get to hear that whilst you're making your favorite beans and curry or, rice and stew, you end up burning down the house. Please. All right. Do well and stay safe. Keep your cooking utensils and your cooking instruments secure, and the fuels in particular. June, we are in deep trouble. We have a government bent on inflicting hardship on the people. Okay. All right. Maybe it's a phase. I like to believe it's a phase. All right. But like Zion said, well, when we come back, we'll talk about my second favorite thing on this planet, cars, on Car Corner. I have a big conversation by 11. Remember that last week.